the best. Let's go. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's figure this thing out. You guys know how this thing go. Play my music. Let's go. All right. Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Cowboy Nation, we got the dub. We got the victory. It is over with. It's a game. We know how to win now. And everything that we had thoughts about before on the front end is gone. Everything that we thought about on the front end is gone now, right? Ain't this right, Quentin? Shout out to your Art. Shout out to your Oscar, Eric, everybody, KMT. Now I see you. Sweet victory. So that means that it's Victory Monday coming around the corner. But right now, in this moment in time and in this place right now, we can go back and say to everybody, how about them Cowboys? Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Cowboy Nation, I understand. I feel you. I know that it feels right, like right now that we didn't accomplish anything. But I will say this right here. A win is a win is a win is a win. This position right here gets us a little bit closer, a little bit further, you know what I'm saying, than what we thought about of this team. You know what I'm saying? Rabbi, really appreciate you. Adam, really appreciate you guys, everybody, for tuning in. Hey, I know I was live like 95 on my boys, my compatriots, people that was with me. Big Game James and Skywalker still with the new field with the DC universe. So, we went over the post-game thoughts and these sorts of things. But, it's hard to get out those points when it's three guys on the panel, right? But I will say this. My dog, Big Game James and Sky, man, it was crunk the entire game. And that's what life is about. You're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, and then you're going to have the opportunities, and you got to take control of the opportunity when it is there. Shout out to the Cowboys Beard Nation. I really appreciate everybody. Yeah, take them to church.
This is Sparta!
Let me put some more fire. It's fire time now, baby. It is flat out fire time for your mind. So it is a situation where as we look at this team, we can look at the warts or what have you. And yes, we're in a situation where this team still got a long way to go. You do not win the Super Bowl today. You do not win the Super Bowl today. Let me say it again for somebody way in the back. You do not win the Super Bowl today. But it does set the table and it does set the tone for everything along the way. And you got to stack these good games together, and you got to figure out where your warts are at, right? You got to figure those out. Let me see what we got over here.
A lot of the game left, so you kind of felt like,
what we're going to do is we're going to tune back and forth with 105.3 The Fan, and then when their stuff is over with, we'll jump back and forth with the phone lines for your mind. You guys know how this thing go. We've been doing this thing for, 3 years now, so everybody should know the flow. So let me know when they go live.
Make the interception. And then he drops that. You're like, and what happens? Atlanta takes the ball, drive get a score. And you're like going, all he had to, if he just catches that ball and goes, and runs out of the end zone, ball's in the 20, Dallas has got momentum, Atlanta has just had a turnover, and now you're kind of feeling things turn around. But they just, defensively, they just couldn't do anything. And I think Atlanta helped them along the way. Atlanta had some drops, and none bigger than that Julio Jones drop.
Yep.
Yeah, because that ball is going to be either a touchdown or right inside the 5-yard line. And those are the types of things, man. Sometimes to win games, you got to have things like that happen, and Dallas was fortunate that they did.
Let's talk now on the post-game show with Cowboys insider Mike Fisher joining us. Cowboys win 40-39. Fish, a wild game, a wild finish. Just your overall thoughts on this one.
Well, I did not share, if I'm a Cowboy fan, I did not share Brian Broaddus' optimism when they were down 1,000,000-0. and either did the 21,000 people in this building. There was more than a smattering of boos early on. The feeling wasn't good. And here's a little sports writer secret. Ari, I know you're aware of this, Brian, too. When the score gets to be 1,000,000-0, you start to write your story. And you start to put in all the little jabs at the new coaching staff and all the little digs at the quarterback and all the rest. And then they do that, and you got to take that thing and crumple it up and throw it in the trash can and start all over again, which I'm happy to do for Cowboy Nation. Boys, this might be the most, and I know Brian Broaddus has been watching the Cowboys since he was in diapers. This might be the most remarkable Cowboy win ever.
Ever.
Oh, Tony Romo and the Buffalo on Monday night was a big one too, where they turned over the ball.
There's a list of them.
Yeah.
But it's a short list. Let me give you this. NFL teams going into today, when trailing by 15 points with 5 minutes left in the game, had lost 235 straight times.
Wow.
In other words, if you're behind by 15 points with 5 minutes left, you do not win. You don't get the drop that you guys just mentioned from a future Hall of Fame receiver. You don't get Dak Prescott putting up unbelievable numbers in the end. And again, it wasn't all lollipops and roses here for Dak Prescott, except statistically, he's magnificent. Dak Prescott becomes the first player in NFL history with 400 passing yards and 3 rushing touchdowns in a single game. That's never happened before. And then the onside kick, which they practiced during the week. Now, Brian, you know this because you watch a lot of Cowboys practices. We're going to make way more of this than we should because they practice all kinds of stuff all the time.
Right.
And then once in a blue moon, does it actually come up where you need that play? And then once in a million blue moons, do you actually get it? But the Cowboys got it, and then they got Greg Zuerlein, who the kicking coach here thinks is going to be the best kicker in the NFL. Too bad he wasn't last week, but he was this week. And the next thing you know, you have a miracle, magical finish that causes believers in what Mike McCarthy's doing. Because I don't know that a lot of his calls were by the book. I don't know a lot of his decisions were particularly logical. But now he's got 55 guys who believe in him. And had they started 0-2, he would have had 55 guys scratching their heads.
I'll tell you what, Mike, I think 55 guys played for each other in that game because I think they overcame some coaching problems in that. And I think Dan Quinn.
Over the course of the entirety of it, they did.
Yeah.
But what were they doing for the first quarter and a half?
Well,
who were they playing for then?
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Unfortunately, though, the turnovers, give Atlanta some credit for punching the ball loose on some of those plays.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, the Cowboys overcame, it's one of those things where I felt like the players, they needed everybody that dressed in that football game to win that game, despite what was going on.
Yeah, all I know is that people were busy calling the previous head coach the Clapper, and considering the fact that they were sleepwalking through this thing, I was going to call this head coach the Napper. they acted like, noon starts? Hey, we're the Cowboys. We start playing at 3:25. We don't know what this noon business is. We're not a normal team. And they came out like they were asleep. The fumbles That's just, and including the ones that didn't count as fumbles. The looseness with the ball was very disturbing. But to rally together and to get this done for the coach or for each other or for the owner, they gave Mike McCarthy the game ball for his first win as the Cowboys head coach. Of course, he also recorded a win here as a Super Bowl coach with the Packers, but this is a different kind of game ball and a new kind of game ball. And boys, as we discussed in the pregame show, the biggest thing here, not to put a negative slant on a positive, you avoid 0-2. 0-2 is really bad. 0-2 means you're 90% not going to the playoffs, and then you've got a game at Seattle, and we all know what that means. Brian, you've been on that plane. That feels like the longest trip in the NFL. Mm-hmm. It feels like you're going to Russia. And in fact, it is why that Jason Garrett finally got rid of his suits and ties on the road. Remember that, Brian?
Sure.
He bought everybody.
Except for us, we had to wear our suits and ties on the road.
Except for me and Brock.
Yeah.
The players and the coaches got to wear brand new, cool, blue star jogging suits because it's just such a long trip. And then you go up there and you lose to Seattle. Then you're 0-3, at which point there's a 98% chance that you don't make the playoffs. And so avoiding all that, avoiding the negative is part of this positive.
Thank you, Fish.
Get them off.
Mike Fisher joining us here on the Dallas Cowboys postgame show, the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
Who they got coming up?
Let's go through the coaching in this game coming up next. We'll get your assessment of some of these decisions.
We got to go to commercial break. So, okay, let me pull up the scores and stuff like that. Well, the stat line for your mind. Matt Ryan was 24 for 36, 273 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's good for a fantasy aspect of it, I guess. You can look at it in those parameters. And Todd Gurley, 21 for 61 yards, 21 attempts, 61 yards rushing. And where they ate at most of the time was Calvin Ridley. One of those plays, man, I think 2 of those plays, really our DB could have got there, but we didn't get there. And Calvin Ridley had 7 receptions for 100, I'm going to say it like my granddaddy, 109 yards and 2 touchdowns. The young tight end, the phenom, I like him. I really liked him coming out of college. Hayden Hurst had 5 receptions for 72 yards. Russell Gage had 46 yards. And Julio had 2 receptions for 24 yards. And one of them was a give me. He really had 1 reception for 5 yards. Julio. Do y'all want to, can I get some Julio in the chat? Julio only had, let me go back to that stat again because I can't read today. Julio Jones, unrelated to Jerry Jones, but the same initials, J. Jones, had 2 receptions for 24 yards. Yeah, Julio was clearly hurt. We don't care about that. Let me repeat, we don't care about that. Hurt is not a part of the situation where they put an asterisk on that stat line. Let me know if they do. Because when the Cowboys lose and we have a hurt guy, they would say, they lost. They don't give the excuses. This is a no excuse business. Dak Prescott had a half of a shoulder against the Eagles last year. Do you hear anybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie bringing up the fact that he didn't practice all that week? And they say, well, his shoulder was hurt. He didn't really get those snap counts with the players on the field. No, this is an NFL where they don't care about that. They don't care about that. But I feel what you're saying, though. Clearly he is hurt or what have you. But the opportunity, if he was hurt, he stayed his butt on the bench because nothing was hurt about that ball when it hit those hands or fingertips. And can I get a hashtag or can I get them cheeks, though? Because Michael Gallup had 2 cheeks down. Exactly, Law. This is from Kay Hayes. He says they would say he shouldn't have been out there on the field. Yeah. So it goes both ways. But let me turn around to the Cowboy stats. Let's pull up the Cowboy stats. Dak Prescott, 34 for 47, 450 yards. Oh, he had 1 TD. Yeah, 1 touchdown. That's good. That's still good over here. Oh, but Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, 22 rushing attempts for 89. Not bad, especially since you had 3 rushing touchdowns by Dak Prescott. Tony Pollard had a pedestrian day, wanted to play basketball with the football. I told people all the time, hey, momentum is something that we must contain. And you give it away regardless of whether or not you meant to fumble or meant to put the ball on the turf. The ball shouldn't know what the grass feel like. We shouldn't have had 4 or 5 fumbles in the first quarter. Too many fumbles. So Monday or Tuesday, whenever we get back out there on the field, we need somebody to be the point of contact. Somebody be the point of contact. Let me know when 105.3 The Fan is back live so we can tune back in, especially if they got a player to come on and leave a great insight. I know I'm a little late. I know I probably left out Brad Sham. I probably missed him. I probably missed out on some other guys, but let me know. Yeah, cry, Eagles, cry. Yeah, I'm looking at these the stats for these situation here. But let me look around. They need to update CD Lamb picture on here. CD got over 100 yards in his second game. 6 receptions, 106 yards. I can't wait till I do the thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation Film Session as we take a deeper look at the dangerous Lamb. This is this brother second game, not third, not fourth, not fifth, second. Y'all hear me? Second. Oh my goodness. Oh. Schultz did have a breakout party. Shout out to Amari Cooper, 6 receptions for 100 yards as well. He had a crucial drop in the game. Crucial. But our young phenom, 9 receptions for 88 yards. Can anybody predict who I'm talking about? 9 receptions for 88 yards and a TD. That's his stat line. Can y'all put it down? Can y'all put down the person who had 9 receptions for 88 yards and a touchdown? Good old Schultz. Look, I'm not trying to lie to kick it to you guys, but I will say this though. Here's what I will say. Schultz was not even the first tight end. Schultz was not even the second tight end. Schultz technically was fighting for his life. He was the 3rd tight end, and they was looking for a situation to get him out the paint. Let me know if I'm lying. Schultz showed up. Oh, Schultz. His first game, he wanted to play basketball with the football, but he married it up with this performance, with what we're exhibiting and exuding out here today. Let me peep around and see what they're talking about.
I still don't understand the 2-point play, but somebody will explain that to me one day.
I'll explain it to you, I think I can finally do it. Michael Gallup in this one, 2 for 58, none bigger than that 38-yard reception, though, that put the Cowboys in position to score a touchdown to put them within 2. That is the what a play of the game. Head on over to your hometown Whataburger and try the patty melt. They may not have been the first to think up this classic sandwich, but they put a pretty tasty spin on it. 877-881-1053. You can call or text that number to get on the postgame show. Brian Broaddus, Ari Temkin with you. So overall, assess the coach for me. Give the coach a grade here.
I think the coach caught a break in this one. I really do. I think the whole coaching staff. I mean, and I'll give them credit. They got the win. They hung in there. I think the players. I think the players did a great job of digging deep and playing in this game and not getting down and not getting, because they had nothing going as on the pass rush. They really didn't have much going on 3rd down. Playing defense. Atlanta was 8 of 17. Ran 72 plays. I mean, to me, Atlanta didn't even have a turnover.
What were the big coaching miscues for you in this one?
Oh,
I mean, the
2
fake punts.
You know what? The one fake punt I understand because of the situation where you did catch him with an element of surprise. If you complete that, that's one of those.
The problem I have with that one is asking your punter to throw basically 10 yards down the field and then across the entire field.
Well, Chris Jones can throw. Yeah, Chris Jones is one of your better athletes. Seriously, when I was working over at DallasCowboys.com and it came down to him and Dan Bailey were like the 2 guys that were always like in the off-season program for best athletes. Those guys were always in the mix.
Best athlete for punter, kicker?
Oh, no, we've seen Chris Jones. We've seen him do things. Remember the fake punt he had against the Eagles where he ran? I mean, we've seen him do some things.
The Raiders.
So, no, if he just would have completed that, put a little bit more air into that, that's a good. I didn't like running a fake punt into an 8-man box when they were playing punt safe. I thought that was a stupid thing to do right then and there. Punt the ball, try and do something on defense. Even though, hey, I just felt like that it wasn't the right time to do that.
You also did not like the 2-point conversion, right?
I didn't like the 2-point conversion because I wanted to feel like, I felt like that if you could have got the ball back, that you could have tied that game. You could have just go ahead and kick the extra point and then take your chances. You've got them by that point. You've got them kind of beat up. You've got them on their heels. Now you gave them some life. You saw Dan Quinn when they stopped it. He was like, "Yeah, it's not." He knew it was a 2-point, a 2-score game. I didn't like that, but it worked out for him because Dan Quinn's team didn't know how to handle an onside kick.
The quote unquote analytical side to why you go for 2 there would be because if you wait until the end to go for 2 and you don't get it, then the game's over.
Yeah.
So it's like get it early so you're not chasing it late.
But also try and extend the game. Right then and there, if they don't, it's to me that doesn't give you the opportunity to extend the game. That's what you're trying to do is extend the game. And, I think he caught a huge break. I think the coaching staff in general caught a huge break here.
A grade? Would it be a D?
You can't. No, I mean, you just hope that they don't do. I'm not going to sit there and throw a F or D or on that.
But I guess my question is, how bad was the coaching that needed to be overcome? That's my question. Because I think there are parts of this game that stand out to me where it's like, yeah, that's just a blunder by the coaching staff. But then you have the 3 turnovers in the first quarter, which are not coaching staff issues, unless you're critical of the play calling there, which I certainly could have been at that point in time.
No,
good point.
You felt like that the defensive stuff was good today, play calling wise?
No.
You had no pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. You had no pressure on this guy.
They're going to have to be creative in some way to manufacture pressure. Because it's not like they played these great offensive lines the last 2 weeks either.
I'm just talking about, to me, the questions about the going for 2 and the fake punt. Your job is to try and help your team win the game. And I don't know if you necessarily help. Now, the onside kick was so well executed because the kicker knew exactly what he was doing, but the Falcons had no clue about how to recover that or when to pick up the ball.
877-881-1053. Let's go to Josh in Brownwood. Go ahead, Josh.
Josh
on the Dallas Cowboys postgame show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? First of all, go Cowboys, go Stars.
There you go.
And this one's for Brian. With all the issues here recently in the last, this year and then last year, of course, with Tyron Smith, the back and now the neck, you think it's time maybe we should look to replace him in the draft next year or maybe try to trade him, get, a pick for him?
Appreciate the call, Josh.
Yeah, that's one of those 2021 questions that you get. And I hey Josh, I love you, man. I appreciate it. You're trying to get through the season right now. You just want him to play.
The question, are they trading?
Yeah. Really appreciate Josh for calling that. So here's the situation here. We are in a situation that we can't be looking for a replacement right now. But we have to find somebody that we can have an understudy right now. That's how I look at it, as far as the whole picture of Tyron Smith. Now, I will say this, and I'm gonna keep saying this until it's been echoed throughout the airways. And I love him. You guys get it. Don't get it twisted. I love him. I watched this guy as a little boy play over there at LSU land. His name is Lyle Collins, number 71. He showed up out of shape. He didn't play today. He didn't play last week. Don't you guys think the complexity of this game would have been different if we had a Lyle, big Lyle, on that right side? We couldn't run the ball to the right side. And I wish I could show you guys the clip from last week. We couldn't run the ball on the right side. And where were they getting pressure at this game? On the right side. So to make this thing, this whole crazy thing, they had a deep crosser, another deep crosser played for CD. He was coming across the deep cross. And when I looked at that, and they showed sometimes they go show you the replay of it, he was open, wide open. But the Terrence Steele on a down block got gobbled up. Couldn't hold his anchor, and Dak Prescott had nowhere to go but to get sacked. That's just how it goes. Lamb could have had 100, I'm going to say it like my granddad, 132 yards. Maybe 140, 150. Who knows? That could have been a touchdown. But by that right tackle giving up, being folded up like a pretzel, nothing we could do. Nothing. But it is what it is, Cowboy Nation. We got one more week. But out of the good thing out of this week, the good thing out of it is that Brandon Knight, we know for sure. Shout out to Big Game James. He's been pumping Brandon Knight. I said, man, what is this love affair that you got for Brandon Knight? And it was displayed today. Because we didn't have, look, show me in the chat box. Did we had any issues on that left side? I'm going to wait for you guys to comment. I'm going to wait. Let me leave y'all some of this. What if I told you we had no issues on that left side? So if we get not Lyle Collins, my God, he's going to be out for another week. But if we get Tyron Smith back, we kick Ron Leary back, and then we put Brandon Knight in for 1 week. Oh, my goodness, this offensive line, you have all the time and the space and opportunity to do some things. I digress. Still definitely is not the answer. Right. Let me play it again. Let me tune back into them and let me see what they're talking about now.
I'm actually...
they're on commercial break, which is good. All right, so Cowboy Nation, this is a whole different type of situation. This is a whole new groove. Shout out to you, Walker K. Really appreciate you for subscribing to the channel. Y'all keep on subscribing. Let me give you one of these. What if I told you, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, if we had a little bit more time, Oh, let me go back. I was talking about my dog, right? Schultz. Close your eyes and imagine, Cowboy Nation. That's our third tight end. Third, not one, not two, third, putting up those type of numbers. Close your eyes and imagine if, and I know I'm using the word if, Blake Jarwin was healthy. If Blake Jarwin was healthy, ooh. If Blake Jarwin was healthy, man. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's look at everything. Defensive side of the ball, tackles. According to these stats are not official yet. They're not official yet. But right now, Jalen Smith had 8 tackles, 5 assists. You know what I'm saying? So you can count those all together if you want. From another aspect, Diggs had 6 tackles. Oh, my goodness. And then your boy, Joe Thomas, had 11 of them. It could be 12. Yeah. It's not official stats right now. They're still combing through them. J-Lo, remember, this was his first game back. 5 tackles. Woods, 6 tackles. I'm looking at the score right now. Balton is Baltimore. I'm calling them all type of names. 23-10 against the Texans. 23-10. Was it true? Because I was so involved in the game.
This is a rare event. All last year, we would not have came back one like this.
Oh no, we wouldn't have came back and won. Shout out to you, Versic, man, for calling in, and also for making a donation to help grow the nation. Yes, it is rare. It's rare that we win this game. What's the score with KC? Right now, the Baltimore is winning 23-10 against the Houston. Come on, Eastside. I know you somewhere. I know he's watching somewhere in the mist. Oh, Thomas went out. Shout out to the Thomas. That's my surname. Shout out to the Thomas, man, because we know for sure that Joe, what I want, this is just my want, not what I want. I want Joe to get at least enough time to showcase his talent and stay on the field, because I think that continuity and rapport. Let me just give a sound for Joe, man.
This is Sparta!
Joe knows, right? Instead of Bo knows, Joe knows. He flew out to the ball. He did everything that he was supposed to do. He played within himself, and it didn't look like it was a crazy situation. Chargers 17-6. Ooh, wow. Cowboy Nation, man. Shout out to Elohim. Really appreciate you for putting it out there. I'm close to 50,000 subscribers. Now, everybody know I got 2 YouTube pages. One with close to 6,000. Maybe everybody know the backstory of that by now. Nevertheless, the reason why is because YouTube hated on me a couple of years ago. Well, last year, basically. But I really appreciate you guys. Let me get out of 49,000. Get me out of 49 because I can't stand that number. And for those who follow my channel for a while, y'all know why I can't stand 49. Huh? You know why I can't stand 49? Y'all rev it up. Sub. Y'all sub this thing up, Cowboy Nation. I can't stand that number. And that's why I couldn't even celebrate 49. Oh, my goodness.
The thing going in, I felt like that the Falcons' offensive line was compromised from what I had seen. That the Cowboys were going to be able to get some pressure, force Matt Ryan to kind of have to move around.
It was the same offensive line last year that allowed Matt Ryan to be one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. He
was way too comfortable in this game. And I mean, I'll say this: the Falcons helped you along the way. They made some mistakes. They dropped some balls. They had some plays that they probably, would have, that the Cowboys wouldn't have been able to make. And I just, I kind of, I think you're very, very fortunate to win this game. I'm glad the Cowboys won, but man, this lack of pass rush, it is going to put this secondary in a world of hurt if they're going to have to chase guys all day if quarterbacks are okay in the pocket.
Are you a believer in the need to establish a team identity and the importance of that stuff?
I thought that was like your week 15 deal. Aren't you like, didn't we last year have this discussion?
We don't know what this team's identity is.
I knew you were going to do this. It was like, I think it was after the Buffalo game. You're like, this team, we don't know what their identity is. Next. But
the identity of this team is they're an aerial attack, right? This is a passing offense.
The identity of what, the Falcons or
the Cowboys?
I think you saw what the Cowboys are capable of. Right. They were compromised with the tackles. Yeah, they're gonna have to score 40 points every game if, in fact, that they're gonna play defense this way.
40 burger.
I guess so.
40.
But that's where I think that this team, I mean, you again, the deodorant, the winning deodorant is masking the stink of what happened on defense.
The identity of this team is a team that should have a good pass rush and a team that is going to be explosive in the passing game. We saw one half of that.
We thought this team would be able to rush the passer. That's something that they build the same thing. They build it to us as, we got all these pass rushers, Everson Griffin and, Aldon Smith. I mean, I think Aldon Smith played a lot better last week. We'll see, the tape. We'll sit down and watch the tape. It's always a coaching way of saying things. But, again, where was Lawrence? Where were some of these guys that you're really counting on? I mean, once again, what happened with Jalen Smith? He got exposed in coverage. That's deodorant because you won. You don't think teams are going to – that's 2 weeks in a row now that somebody's put him in coverage. Love the guy. Appreciate what he's done. Poor Diggs. I mean, they got to make interceptions. They had an opportunity for 2 interceptions in this game and didn't get them. You can't let those things go by.
Since 1933 in NFL history, teams scoring 39 points with 0 turnovers were 440 and 0.
Yeah.
They are now 440-1.
And the Falcons,
Cowboys.
the Falcons also had a 28-3 lead at half in a Super Bowl. Should have known better, shouldn't we have?
Cowboys win 40-39. Post-game show brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort, home to over 8,500 of your favorite electronic games, more than 1,000 table.
Not bad at all, Cowboy Nation. Not bad at all. A win is a win is a win. Let me blow that fire right quick. Here's the situation, Cowboy Nation. We got to bring a lot of heat next week, but we enjoying this victory right now. All right, so it's enough listening in to them. I want to hear y'all thoughts. I want to hear what's on your mental. Don't y'all all call in at one time, though, right? All right, so the phone lines is open, 682-214-4087. I really want to know what's on your thoughts. I really want to know what's on your heart, soul, and sinew, and all of those things, man. Dak Prescott do make history. He does, and it's good history at that. It is, so I can't wait to hear y'all lovely voices on the nation. 682-214-4087. That's the hotline for your mind. I can't wait to hear what you guys got to say about this team, about this thing that's going on with this team. Will we have a chance? Will we have the opportunity to showcase and shine? Let me post the number again. For my mods, so if y'all there, post that number so we can get back going to this thing. Stats. And on top of that, here's how this thing can go. I know. I'm going to already hear it, but I'm going to get in front of it because that's just the angle that everybody love to do. They love to do this. They love to do this to us all the time. They say Dak Prescott still have not beat above 500 team. Can somebody explain to me or explain to them when they say that? It's because that 500 team, below 500 team, if they would have beat us, they would have been above 500 team. So that argument, I want for them to just take that and throw it out the door. 864, you are in the door. Talk to me.
What's happening, Law?
It's your world, man. How you feel? And I got to get that how about them Cowboys at the end of the call. So, I'm prepping you for it already, but talk to me.
Hey, this your boy, Rabbit Rail, man. I just wanted to say the boys had me drinking the whole game, bro. Like, we got to figure something out, man, because the pass rush not getting there. We making some little mistakes, man. We got to get this thing figured out, but I'm just happy they got the win, though, man.
Yeah, here's the situation. A win is a win is a win. Now, I do know that a lot of people are going to look at it and say, well, it's empty calorie stats. It's against a team that they have not won. Now the Atlanta Falcons are 0-2. You know how that go, right? Because if Atlanta Falcons lose next week, if they lose the following week, they'll be an 0-4 team or what have you, or 0-3 team. And all what people are going to say with the national media is that they haven't played nobody,
That's
and
it.
the team
That's
that they played,
we ain't played nobody.
Yeah, they always say that, but that was somebody.
hey, that was somebody, and we got the dub. Cowboy Nation. Hey, we gonna take it. It was ugly, but we won. But hey, it is what it is. How about them Cowboys, baby?
That's what I'm talking about. Give you a war chat, man. Really appreciate it, bro.
This is Sparta!
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. 864, man. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Came in with some power, with some thunder. Hey, we're doing a 2-minute drill here. You guys call in. You got 2 minutes to spit your mind, speak your heart, speak your soul, speak whatever you need to do about this Cowboys team in operation. We got the victory. Hey, Monday is going to walk into that office boldly. I want to tell you guys, even when we lost, if we were to lose, you walk in that office boldly and still tell them how about them Cowboys. Let's go. Let's continue to figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation. Hey, Schultz had a good game, for crying out loud. We can only imagine, close your eyes and just think about it. If we had another guy out there by the name of, you already know. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Bear with me. There we go. 702. What's new? Talk to me.
Man, what's the deal, Lord Nation?
Oh, my goodness. Your world.
Hey, man, I just wanted to bring up D-Law, man. What's going on with D-Law, man? Is that your cousin?
Man, Law, he need to do something. Second cousin need to do something, fam. Second, third cousin. He going to be fourth cousin after a while.
He got to split up, man, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Was it true that they really benched him? Did they really bench him, or there's just much to do about nothing, right?
Well, you know what? I didn't see no injury report on him, but I did see him leave the game to the bench and never came back. That's all I saw.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys moving around on the line, so I'm not going to chalk it up as they benched him, but it just could be a situation where it's situation football that he had to be on the bench.
I do know that the commentators did mention that it's different for him because he's standing up. So it is a difference. But I just say, man, you supposed to be a dog. You be talking all that stuff in the conference, you know?
Well, he talked stuff to those common folks, man, because those common folks, man, you know how they go. They about 180 pounds, 200 pounds at the most. They reporters. They got bellies. You know what I'm saying? They got, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they ain't football players. That's how he talked to them. But when it's time to get on the field, you know, it was a whole different atmosphere, right?
Right. And I tell you, man, that boy Trayvon Diggs, man, he's the man. He's the guy. Mm-hmm. And I like y'all post good. Y'all post game was funny too, man. Y'all thought we was out of it, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, but you know, I kept in the middle. You know, I was fair and balanced. You know, my dog Sky, he was on the edge. My dog Big Game James, he started, you know, getting on the edge too. You know, I try to keep everything in perspectives. Now, I will say this: my thoughts of the game is that, man, you know, why put us all that pressure on us like that? You know, and my phone got I got some people that was kind of like pretexting me all that stuff. You know, talking about this and talking about that. But they didn't text back now after we won, you know. It looks like the Ravens scored again.
Hey man, how about last year? How many times were we on the ass end of that? Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It's good to see that, man.
We won't win this game last year. Yeah.
Hey, I love you, man. Thanks for the call.
Appreciate you, fam. Yeah, you got to say it before you roll. Don't roll out of here now. Say it for me one time, man.
Cowboy Nation.
All right, bro. Really appreciate you.
This is Sparta!
I thought you were going to say, how about them Cowboys, man? You just said Cowboy Nation. But shout out to you, man. 817. I know he going to lay it right. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. You're live on The Nation.
Yeah. I was just wanted to let you know that, how about them Cowboys? Well, I'm worried about our ends on our offensive line. Once we get them shored up, you know, that should be – I hope that should be the problem. That should help us with our passing game and our running game.
I think Brandon Knight did a good job, and I can't wait to go back and watch it, look at some of the film or what have you, but I think Brandon Knight did a good job. The person that I saw that got thrown around was Connor Williams. He got thrown around, and, of course, Terrence Steele. And you don't need all 22 to see – what happened with those guys, you know. But we'll find out down the line how this team is going to orchestrate things. I don't know whether or not they will sign Ron Leary, but they've been talking to him. Hopefully that's the angle. And maybe, just maybe, when Lyle Collins think about playing football, he can get back out there.
Yeah, because we can get Laurie, man, that would be a greatly improvement. That's a veteran. I know he ain't worried about his money because he got paid. So just need that veteran presence up in there.
Oh, yeah, most certainly. Yes, indeed. Veteran presence and everything else. So I just think that this team, we just got to iron out some things, man.
All right, you too.
Hey, you ain't going to say it? You ain't going to say, oh, you got dog and you got to say it. Oh, he said on the front end. Okay. You said on the front end. I forgot about that. Y'all got to remind me. I've been live for a minute now. When you call in, when you leave, you got to say, how about them Cowboys? Even if you're not a Cowboy fan, you know. Andy, what's good with you, man? You live, 413.
Yo, man, Lord, you know, me and you talked a long time ago. I don't know if you remember this, back in the summertime. And I mentioned about linebackers, and everybody was telling me we didn't need no linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, only problem we got now is getting the defense right. Hopefully that'll happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense, you know, things going to come around for them because you can see that now. But we was fortunate to win this game.
Yeah,
to be honest, we was fortunate to win it. You know what I mean? But hey, man, how about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. A win is a win is a win, right? What else you got for us?
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's it. That's what I'm talking
all right,
about.
my man.
Give you a war champ.
Yep.
Man. Appreciate it.
This is Sparta!
Yes, indeed. Andy called in, man. I really appreciate you, man. really do, man. 682-214-4087. 469. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Lord? How about some Cowboys, man?
Man, it's good, man. It's feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's a win. A win is a win is a win. And I don't care if it was against the 0-1 Atlanta Falcons, because you know how this thing go, right? Because 3 weeks from now, they'll be like, y'all beat nobody with no record, right?
They're going to say we beat nobody.
Right. Mm-hmm. So I'm getting in front of it now because they were somebody when we played them.
But, man, Dak is a stud. He's balled out. And Trayvon Diggs, I'm telling you, he's going to be special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. He had those 2 plays that I know
Great
he wished he'd get back, you know. But I can tell you this right now. Diggs going to be that dog, man. He had it right in his fingertips. 2 games in a row.
And if the Cowboys pass rush can be better, this team is going to be scary, dude.
Oh, yeah. Scary.
Yeah. And, the last thing I got to say is CeeDee Lamb is goated. That's the last thing I got to say.
Oh, my God.
CeeDee Lamb is fucking goated.
Hell yeah. Let me give you a war chant for that one, man. Appreciate you, fam.
This is Sparta!
Man, that was a good call from the 469. He's golden. And goated as well. So that's what Sedarian Lamb can do. Like I said, he had 106 yards, 9 receptions, or 6 receptions, something like that. I think it's 6 or 9. I forgot the number count there, but he did a great job. Let me see what they're doing now. Hold on, give me a few seconds before y'all call.
Even your garage door.
Still on commercial break. So that is what I love to hear, and we can close our eyes and imagine if we had the right tackle there. Oh, my goodness. I hate to just be selling you guys so much optimism because I want to keep everything centered. But, man, there comes a time where you look at this team and say, okay, this is only week 2. Week 3, we're going to get better, and we're going to pick up things, and we're going to figure things out, you know. So I believe deep down in the hearts of the hearts that everything's going to be working out fine. It's just going to take us that time to get there, right? Right? And let me see. We're going to patch up these fumbles. 2 fumbles by Elliott, 1 fumble by Dak Prescott, 1 fumble by Schultz. So 4 collective fumbles. 3. We only lost 3 fumbles, but we're going to have to pair that up. Joe, 6 receptions for 106 yards, 37 longest. That's good stuff. Torres, what's good with you, man? Thank you so much for making the donation. Law, should you consider Tank washed up? This is from Jordan Thomas. Nah, I'm not going to consider him being washed. But I will consider him being a little aloof right now. And I will have to look at the film and see exactly what all transpired and why he was, quote, unquote, supposedly being benched. I'm going to look into those things. And you guys can bet your bottom dollar I'll figure out why. I'll figure it out. Yeah. 903. It is you and me. Talk to me.
What's up, Rob?
How you feeling, Jay? What's good?
How about the Cowboys?
Yeah.
PBO, I told you PBO. Remember I put that in the chat? I said, Lord, they can come back. I said, Lord, they can come back. And I put the tears in my eyes. When I saw our quarterback go down, man, I was so upset when I heard them people chant for Andy Dalton when he come out there. I said, look at these dirty, no good jokers. But Dak shut that mouth. Dak shut that mouth.
All the way up.
That's all I got to say. I'm so proud of our team. I know they can do it. Like I said, I even tweeted, y'all can believe it. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. I know I'm not the only one to believe, but I told y'all, PVO, we got to stay positive no matter what. To be down them many points, and we came back and we won. I don't care if it was by 1 point. We got the dub. Our boys did that. And I'm so proud of that.
I'm glad he's not hurt. But when I saw him go out that game, I immediately went in prayer mode, and I heard them chanting. I heard them folks chanting loud. Are you serious? I bet you they hush now, E-Coop.
Oh,
how about them Cowboys?
How about them? Thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be established. Speaking of things into existence, positive vibes, only good vibes, a prize fighter even when he's down. He continued to fight, and that is exactly what this team did. The heart of a champion. I really, really love the fact that we won this game, and everybody had this thing called resiliency, and this should make the team stronger, believe it or not.
Lewis and Diggs played well together, reading off each other.
Exactly.
But please pick up
and
the phone
those of us, let's keep PVO. Let's go cook some Seahawks and eat some more chicken or bird. Eat some more bird.
Yes. It's
Have a great evening.
Give me one more time, Jay. Give me one more time. Oh, my goodness. Call back and give me one more time. How about them Cowboys? I love it. I got to get her a war chant.
This is Sparta!
You gotta love it when she call in. You gotta love nothing. When I see 903, I'll just sit there and say, man, I know for sure the little small hair on the back of my neck is going to stand up, because she's going to speak these things. She's going to spit her mind, and she's not going to let nobody stop her from speaking. And that's what you need. How about them Cowboys? Put it in the chat, Jessica. Yeah, put it in the chat. How about them Cowboys? Shout out to you, Torres. He says Lewis and Diggs play well together, reading off of each other. But please pick up the phone and call Earl. This is from Torres. Yeah, on the back end, we need some more help, more efficiency plays. There could have been another interception, but my dog Woods was a little late getting to the party. And we just need to make some small corrections. Not a whole lot, but just some small touch up here and there, and I think that this team will be okay. We just need to get some type of touch up. And,
Thoughts worried, but McCarthy, Fassel calls. Doc Bald Schultz stepped up. They need to get Veldier and Eric Reed. He can slide in LB. Or E.T.
Yeah. Caleb, you speaking nothing but the truth. And the truth shall set us all free. Y'all read his comment again, and Dak balled out. Schultz stepped up. They needed to get that offensive line, Velda here, I think that's how you say his name, and Eric Reed, he can slide in, and the linebacker, or E.T. My thing is, Clay Matthews, he probably too long in the tooth for the Cowboys' liking, and it could be a situation, a scenario that they will not pull the trigger on him, just as well as with Earl Thomas. But we're going to figure this thing out. We are. Lamb jam for your ma'am. Yes, indeed, Lamb. Trey. Yes, indeed, man. Really appreciate you guys for tuning in to the nation, man. I can't stress this out enough. We are on the board with a victory. Let me know, did the Washington team win? Let me know. Y'all got to help me out. I don't have everything in front of me right now. But let me know, did the Washington team win, and did the Giants lose? Let me know. Yeah. All right, let me do this right quick. Won't take me long at all. There we go. Phone lines are now off. We're going to see what they got going over here, and it's approaching that 1 hour marker.
And that was, I think that was one of those things when I put it down in my notes, that was a little disappointing. And another disappointing thing, and maybe he was just banged up too, but some of those third downs late in the game, he wasn't on the field, so guys like Noah Brown, others had to step up.
What does that say to you? Because this kind of came up at the end of last year.
No, and you wonder, the guy can battle, he can go get it, he can make plays, you see that. But then when it's the crunch time, you're like,
it's very weird.
Where is he?
To not see a guy making $20 million a year.
Well, let's not focus on the money, because that's the front office gave him that.
Right, and that's not me taking a shot at him. What I'm saying is that's the expectation is he's on the field.
But that's your expectation. You're absolutely right about that. Your expectation is like you're getting compensated to go make plays, and if you're not on the field. Now, that one-handed catch he made was incredible.
There you
incredible
go.
play. but need you on the field third down, and I don't need you to alligator arm a ball coming across the middle on third down.
877-881-1053. If you don't get in on the post-game show for the flagship station of the Cowboys, 1053 The Fan, we have the post-game show to follow, so stay on the line wherever you are, and they will get to your phone calls on the Dallas Cowboys flagship station, 1053 The Fan, after us. Lot in Oak Cliff. Go ahead, Lot. You're on the Dallas Cowboys post-game show.
Hey, what's up, Brian? Hey, appreciate you, Brian, for joining the crew.
Thank you.
I appreciate Jeff and RJ sometimes. But Sean Sharif, shut the hell up. You don't know nothing about Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is the man. He's a soldier. Pay that man, and that's all I got to say.
Well, certainly this week he looked it. And midway through the game, it didn't look like that. Midway through the game, it wasn't like he was the reason they were losing, but he wasn't the reason that they were winning.
You say pay that man, and you know what? Hey, yeah, pay that man, but pay that man needs to also understand where they're at, with the players they have around. If you want to take up most of the salary and all that, I mean, hey, let's be honest. He made a decision. He could have, when he said, I'm going to sign the franchise tag, that week before or the days before, they could negotiate it, and obviously him and his agent had a plan. And, Stephen Jones came on the station and even talked about it. Hey, the guy's bet on himself and he's going to make a lot of money. Good for him. But I think he also has to meet with them as they have to meet with him. But it's two sides of this thing. It really, really is.
Yeah, Dak Prescott, player of the game, brought to you by Pepsi, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys win 40-39, a wild one. We're back on the air next week at noon, previewing the Cowboys and Seattle Seahawks. Big game in Seattle next Sunday, noon, for the pregame show on the Dallas Cowboys radio network. Thanks to Danny Hernandez. Zach.
I would like to give a shout out to 105.3 The Fan for allowing me to play their radio over the air for you guys listening in. As I depart, man, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to this beautiful episode, to this beautiful victory. And win, lose, or draw, this is where we're going to be at, right? We're going to talk about the Cowboys. But here's the situation. We have not won anything yet. Although it's a victory, we won and won. We got a long uphill battle, and we can't just sit back and look at this thing and say, okay, it's over with now. But I will tell you guys right now that in this moment, we have to look back and say, let's enjoy this win. Let's enjoy this victory. Let's enjoy this time. And on top of that, let's do what my girl says over here, Jessica, positive vibes only. Let's get out some positive things. We will give some criticism, and, it's good to be cynical on certain things. And that's rightfully so we can know, like I said when I used the analogy, that is where the wet floor sign is at, because there's water there. And we don't want to repeat what happened previously, right? So we don't want to slip where the wet floor sign is at, and that's just how we got to look at this thing, Cowboy Nation. So with all of that being said, for those who out there watching and tuning in, let's go. Let's get this thing going the best way possible. I said earlier, a prize fighter, even when he's down, he figure out ways to continue to swing those blows. Why, Lord? Why? Because he know all it takes is one connect. Hey, we hit him in that sweet chin, and then guess what happened? He goes down like a sack of potatoes. But he don't get there. Yeah, if that don't happen. I got my background, so let that go. Let's go. Y'all give me some fire emojis. I cannot leave without the fire emojis. And yes, we'll do some more film study. Yes, we'll do some more film reviews. Yes. And I forgot to say this. If you are a part of the Patreon, I'm going to post a link in the description box for my Patreon. And if you're a part of the Patreon, that's where you can go back and rewatch what we've seen, the game. It will be 30 minutes. It's a study game. I'm not trying to, get everything snapped up around here, especially if you're part of my Roku TV plan. You can go back and watch the study tape. It's a 30 minutes study tape of all of the plays or what have you, and that will be released sometime tonight or tomorrow. So check out that link that's in the description box. You guys know how I do it. And, of course, the LA Rams tape is there. So go on my Patreon and check that out. I let it open to the public. So if you are a public viewer, just go to that link, find the LA Rams game, and support the thing from there. I'm not telling you guys what's all is enclosed there, but I'm just telling you guys what's all enclosed there. If you guys get what I'm saying, if you know what I'm saying, y'all guys know how this thing started, right? So let's go one way or another. You guys know I'm working for you. I work for you guys, So go to my Patreon, click that link, and I put it in the description box, and I will post it somehow, some way, one way or another in the main feed once this video has been posted. So let's go, let's grow. And let's continue to grind and shine, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Let's go. Roku TV, baby. Check me out. Let me say this, write this down. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it, with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, we will get it. Let's see the fire emojis, baby.
This is Sparta!